There are developments being done, but I think we are still behind the game. And why do I think that? Because all the clubs, and everyone is speaking about that now, clubs, even academies, if you work on the academy level, everyone is struggling. Hi there, welcome to Beyond the Ball. My name is Nuno Samarra. I'm the host of this series. I'm very excited to start this project, and I want to discuss with you exactly what we're going to speak on this series. So we're going to have three themes, of course, only about football. The first one about football management and administration. This will be either for clubs or youth academies. The second one, we're going to discuss about match strategy, also training methodologies. And we're going to delve a little bit more about the things that work a little bit better or can be a good addition to the things that you're doing now. And then the third one, we're going to go specifically to the player and talk a little bit more about player development. So those are the three themes that we're going to discuss here. I was lucky enough to work across all the path that you can imagine in football, from a youth age as a player, then I became a coach, then I came a little bit more off the field in the recent years. And I was more focused on the business side of things. So more on the business development, how to add value, how to be sustainable. And that's been my recent story. But before I go into my story, I want to explain to you how I believe that Beyond the Ball can add value to you. Regardless if you're a club president, a technical director, club director, or you're a coach or a player, or you're just a fan and you want to know a little bit more about football, I've created Beyond the Ball to answer your questions. So I will share my best insights, my experience, and what I believe that can work a little bit better. But this was created to add value to you. So the more questions you have, the more chances I have to answer them. So let's start with the basics. Who, what, where, when, why, how, and how much. These questions are very important, and this is the ones that I'll be addressing on this first series, so you know exactly what to expect from each episode and from each content that I'm sending to you. So the first question is, who am I? It's very clear, and I've told you this before. I'm really passionate about football, so I've dedicated all my life to football, especially professional one, on and off the field. I started as a young player with a lot of dreams, trying to achieve the top. And I was able to do that until a certain age. I was lucky enough to play for the youth national teams of Portugal. I was also lucky to play for one of the biggest teams back there. But I've also played for the smaller teams, the low tier. So that gave me a clear perspective of the football landscape throughout. I've taken maybe a little bit more years than I would like to find my shoes and find my path. But what is a love story without a little bit of drama? So I had my portion of that as well. However, there are two things that I think they can stick with me, and you can see that from my background. The first one, I don't give up, and that's my best attempt to always work a little bit more than the other ones. I don't give up, I always sustain, I always keep there. And the second one is my love for the game. I really love the game, I love discussing football, and that's why I've created Beyond the Ball, because this is my best attempt to basically give a notion to my mission. My mission now is very clear. I want to turn football sustainable. I want to turn clubs into sustainable strategies, consistent strategies, something that you can hold on, and also to give a little bit more transparency to all the process that needed to go into be a little bit more sustainable, if that makes sense. So this will be my mission. Beyond the Ball is here exactly to do that, to give transparency, to give a path, a clear path and a strategy so that everyone can be sustainable, everyone can be consistent on the field and off the field as well. So this leads us to the what. What can Beyond the Ball do for you? For me, it's very clear. I'm trying to create a bridge between theory and practice, because we hear a lot of people talking about football. It's normal. It's the most famous game on the world. But sometimes it's very hard when you try to subtract something from what you hear people talking. and you try to take that something and implement it on your reality, make an action plan. It's really hard. It's really, really challenging. So this is my best attempt to make actionable plans, give you clear insights that you can also go and take them and implement in your reality. We talk about the three things that I'm going to discuss here. We're going to talk a lot about business plans, strategic planning, marketing, revenue streams. So that will be for the people that is more interested on what is happening on the day-to-day challenges, how to run a club, etc. But then we're also going to have the methodology, how you're going to implement a good methodology, how you're going to create your philosophy. So all those questions will be around beyond the ball. And then the last one, as a football player, are you taking care of everything in the same proportion? Are you trying to develop your skills at the same pace that you're trying to develop your physical capabilities? Or even if you are training your mental skills? So we're going to try to disclosure a little bit more about all of them. And so this leads us to the third question. Where are we going with this? Well, each episode you should expect to have a specific theme and to take something out of it. So that will be the main thing. Giving actionable plans and insights that you can go and take them and impact on your reality. Either if it's a club or academy, it doesn't matter. Or if you're just a player, just as we spoke before. So this is my clear path. Every episode, you're going to have a theme, you're going to take something from it, and hopefully you're going to be able to implement that into your reality. But I don't want it to stop there. I want you to also be part of this. I want you to tell me if you have any questions, if you want me to talk about something. The idea is to create a community as well that we can discuss openly, transparent, and we can speak about football without bias, without any discussions, just being clear, being transparent, and providing value. That's the only. So this leads us to the fourth question. Why now? Why am I doing this now? Well, I think we need to assume, first of all, the world is developing, evolving much faster than we could think about financially, even on the cultural side of things. Things are moving way faster. If we think about football, I think in the recent years, we've also been seeing a lot of developments, but we're still behind. And I think this is the time that we need to stay ahead of the game. Because if you think about it, on different stakeholders, if you think about players that have a clear path they need to go through until they reach the top level. Coaches have an educational program, they have licenses, they need to go through all that process before they can reach top level. Even agents. FIFA has a license for agents. If you want to be an agent and you want to operate worldwide, you need to take the FIFA agent, or you're not going to be able to operate. So why there's no structure or similar structure for the agents that work inside the clubs, the directors, the sporting director, the president, all the other directors, the events, the facility management, everyone else? There are developments being done, but I think we are still behind the game. And why do I think that? Because all the clubs, and everyone is speaking about that now, clubs, even academies, if you work on the academy level, everyone is struggling. No one can be sustainable. No one can be profitable, or very few of them can be profitable. And this is a concern, because we cannot say that football, being the most watched sports worldwide, we cannot say that there's no money being generated. There's money being generated. There are sales, there are transfers. But can we rely on one source? Can we rely on only one revenue stream? This is something that we're going to discuss here. And this is why I've created now. I want us to be ahead of this. So this leads us to the how this will work. So it's very simple. I'm going to be posting once a month on my YouTube channel, social media, LinkedIn, etc. And this will be the longer format. So I'll have two formats. The first one is this long format. Setup will be very similar to this. We're going to have a little bit more content where I'm going to provide about the specific themes. And then I'm going to have a shorter format. I will call the shorts, and this will be discussing about specific themes. This can be either the match that I've seen on the weekend, maybe a Premier League match where I've been focusing a little bit more on Manchester United because of Ruben, that we all know a little bit better from Portugal. So we're gonna have these two formats. This will be on my social media, the shorts one. And this is going to be the way that I'm going to have a little bit more flexibility in the way that I provide valuable to you. I would love to be here every week and giving you even the longer format to provide you every week content, but I don't want to miss anything that I'm going to promise to you. So I want to make sure that I can deliver everything that I'm promising you, and the only way to do that is to guarantee you that I'm going to be here once a month. And that's the only promise that I can do. I will try to be twice a month. I will even try to be once a week, to be honest with you. But let's start like this. Let's start if you think that this content is valuable. If you do so, please click and follow, etc. Or if you find that you have someone that you think, okay, this person can also have a look at this and this person will find this valuable, please do so. Share, the importance that this has for us, and also to give us the notion that we are adding value, because in the end of the day, that's exactly what we are trying to do. We are trying to add value. So this leads us to the last question: how much this will cost you? And that is complete zero. It's completely free. There's no cost whatsoever connected to this. There's no courses after this, nothing. At least for now, I'm not thinking about that. So it's literally, I started my blog maybe a couple of years ago. I would say as a selfish way to speak about football and to speak about the things that I wanted to speak about. I want football to be a little bit more, not a little bit more, I want it to be really transparent. I don't think that we should be hiding any kind of strategies, because we miss the main point, which is the person that is doing. And that's why I love the game. That's why I've never gave up, because I know this is my path. So I know that I'm going to find my way somewhere here. If I'm going to deliver you a strategy, then it's in your shoes to go ahead and implement it. So there's no way that you're going to do exactly the same way, even if it's the same strategy. There is no way that you're going to go ahead and implement it the way that I did if I was in your shoes. So this is no fluffy things, only practical things, actionable things that you can go ahead and implement it on your own way for free. And this is why I'm so happy to start this project, because this is completely free. So this is the end of the first episode. I have, of course, a challenge for you, and I want you to drop me a message, leave it on the comments, whatever you find the easiest way to do so. I want you to tell me, what is your biggest challenge? What have you been facing throughout your career? Again, on the field, off the field, whatever it makes sense to you. What has been your biggest challenge? And I will try to answer, if I have a little bit more, like a similar question asked more than the others, I'll try to answer that on a future episode. And as a closure, I want you to think about the structure that I put it here. So this is exactly the structure that I normally use every time there's a problem. So let's say that the marketing department comes with an idea, then we need to go through this process. And the process is the 7 questions that I've led you to in this episode. So if you go, you need to ask the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, and then the how and the how much that will cost to the club. If you think about this and you implement this strategy, this is the 5W and 2H. If you think about this strategy, and you can Google it a little bit more and discover a little bit more about this, and we can discuss further about this as well, you're going to have a clear idea about the importance, and you're going to have a clear path, because all the main questions, you have answered them there. If it's a marketing idea, let's say that you want to go and maybe implement your academy, or you want to reach a different public. How are you going to do that? Do you need to speak their language? Who is going to do that? How much that will going to cost? Because maybe you need to get a third party to do that. Or if you think about implementing something on the training, will that cost any other additional equipment that you don't have? How much that will cost? Who is going to do that? Who is going to implement that? Is the assistant coach? Is the video analysis? I mean, this is a format that I normally use, and I want you to think about this a little bit more, because I think it can be really, really helpful. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the first episodes. I'll be here every month, and on the shorts I'll be also a little bit more regular. If you have any doubts, any questions, please do so. Please send me a message. Get in touch with us, because that's exactly what we are trying to do here. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye-bye.